every brother that's caught in the crossfire.
Terminator Dark Fate is directed by Tim Miller and stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, Linda Hamilton, and Mackenzie Davis, and tells the story of a young girl named Natalia who is being hunted down by the Rev 9, a Terminator that can split into two beings and is out to hunt and kill her. And now we got this new hybrid Terminator human played by Mackenzie Davis, who's sent to protect her. And Linda Hamilton figures all this out, want to help them. They try to protect Natalia from the Rev 9, so they get the help of the old T-800. And we got a new Terminator movie, basically. This is a really convoluted franchise now, with so many sequels anchoring new timelines, and Dark Fate is supposed to be like a sequel to Terminator 2, and it's supposed to continue on that story, but overall, the story it tried to tell, I thought was really bad, and sort of a disservice to the other characters and other movies. Well, the first two films, they killed off certain characters and basically pulled an Alien 3 there, and they tried to make this new character Natalia the future of the human resistance, when all she is just a female version of John Connor with the same storyline, the same basic stuff, but without the charisma or charm or character depth that made John Connor in Terminator Judgment Day a really likable character. She felt like a copy and paste, and that's what this movie felt like. It felt like a copy paste Judgment Day. There isn't really much at stake here. I do think this was a much better film than Genesis. As glossy as the action is, and really noticeable when the CGI comes into play, I do think it is better edited and better helmed than Genesis, whereas the action in that movie just felt too glossy and felt too Hollywood because of that PG-13 rating. Here, because they had an R rating, they were able to do certain things and have many brutal moments. I will say that my favorite moment was in this prison scene where the Rev 9 is just mowing down people and cops, and it was so epic to see. I do think this movie helmed its action much better than the other films in the franchise after Judgment Day, but still they are nowhere near as intense as those first two movies. The actors do a good job for what they were given. The actresses who play the new characters, Mackenzie Davis, and I forgot who plays Natalia, they do a fine job, and Linda Hamilton is really good in the film. Arnold Schwarzenegger, though I wasn't a big fan of his storyline, probably had the best characterization out of everyone in the entire movie, and he was really good in the movie as always. He's always great as a T-800, even if he's playing like the least favorable T-800, he's still watchable in the movie. And there are some shots that are competently well made, but it's really the story and writing that just felt too copy and paste. The opening scene sets up the entire movie, but the entire movie doesn't do anything to justify what happens in that opening scene. And that is what really angered me to what happens to a certain character. And I'm not going to spoil what happens. I'll do a spoiler review later. But what they do in that opening scene was just really poor, and probably the worst decision in the entire Terminator franchise. And the movie just found itself in a loophole. It just found, in the writers and storytellers have found no way to continue on the story properly, and just ended up making a Judgment Day remake mixed in with elements of the Terminator and Terminator Salvation. And that is what really disappointed me about the film. It is not original at all. And because of its very predictable story that we've seen many times in the franchise, it is not intense. It isn't, you don't feel the urgency. You know what's going to happen. And it ends almost the exact same way as some of the other, as one of the original movies. Crap. This movie was really disappointing, guys. The music is not as memorable. The cinematography is not as remarkable. The action is fine, but then again, the franchise should be better than fine. The only likable things were the action and character actings. Guys, this movie was a huge letdown. I wanted to like this film. I was actually kind of excited for it. This was an improvement over Genesis, but this is not a really good Terminator film. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm going to have to give this movie a C-. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys next time.
So heaven, if you sent us down, so we can build a playground for the sinners to play a